Hello everyone, this is Vortex. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy I. In our last episode, we risked life and limb to make our way through the dangerous depths of the Marsh Cave in search of a crown that belongs to the king of the Western Keep. Apparently, Pisco demons stole that crown away from the mysterious king. We had to beat up a few of those in order to win the crown back, but we were successful and we now have the crown in our inventory. As a matter of fact, you can find that crown in your key items list. There it is right there. Now, before we deliver the crown back to the king of the Western Keep, I want to let you know that since we last met, I made my way back to town and stayed at the inn and fully recovered all four of my characters' HP and MP, and then I made a side trip back to Cornelia, and I went into the item shop there and purchased a couple of extra Phoenix Downs. You might remember we found a Phoenix Down in a treasure chest in the depths of the Marsh Cave. I decided to go ahead and purchase a couple more there in the item shop, and I would highly recommend that you do the same before proceeding to this next area. Probably a good idea to have at least 3 in your inventory. The Phoenix Down will revive one knocked out ally, so they do cost 500 gil apiece, so you will have to pay 1,000 gil for 2 of them. And again, you can find that in the item shop in either Cornelia or Provoca, I believe. All 4 of the Light Warriors are now at level 15, so doing good there. So I think I'm ready to go ahead and make my way back into the Western Keep and return the crown to the king here. Maybe we'll get a reward. Maybe we'll get a big bag of gil, or hey, even better yet, maybe he'll let us keep the crown and let us become king for a day here in the Western Keep. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't Dragon Quest III, is it? No, this is Final Fantasy I, so something different is bound to happen here. Well, we're back into the king's chamber. Hey, king, we're back with your crown. Now give us something good. But the king just giggles fiendishly at us. You fools fell right into my trap. I am Astos, king of the Dark Elves. What? He tricked us. And the king promptly changes his form into his true Dark Elf self. The Dark Elf Astos says, with the combined power of the crown you now hold and the crystal eye I already possess, I will become the true Elf King. Hey, he's the one that stole Matoya's crystal eye. That jerk. Astos says it is useless to resist me. I can take what is mine by sheer force. Well, we'll see about that, Astos. And with that, we are promptly thrusted into our next boss battle with the Dark Elf Astos. And there he is, sticking his tongue out at you. And Astos is no pushover, friends. No siree, Bob. Astos can use a lot of powerful black magic against your party. You'll want to be most cautious of his death spell that he can use against one of your characters. If that spell successfully hits, it will instantly KO one of your characters, and that's precisely the reason I purchased a couple of extra Phoenix Downs. He can also lob some pretty intense magic at you. I think he can use the Fira spell and the Thundara spell. I believe he can also use haste on himself, and I believe he can also use the Slowra spell on one of your party members. So he is capable of using lots of black magic, and it's probably going to be a good idea to try to whittle off all 420 of his HP as quickly as possible before he can throw one of those death spells at our party. Now, if you do have a white mage in your party, keep in mind that Astos has no resistance, so it is possible for the silence spell to work. So I'm going to go ahead and use Lena's silence spell against Astos. If that successfully hits, we don't have to worry about his death spell at all. I'm also going to have Vivi temper up Cloud. So let's get started with round 1 here. And whew, fortunately he didn't try to cast Death. And Lena uses Silence, and it misses, unfortunately. Oh well, that's alright, we can try again. We do have Cloud tempered up now, so he's going to do a lot more damage. So let's try to get that Silence spell to hit again. And this time, let's temper up Lock. Uh-oh, there's that death spell, and whew, thankfully it misses. I could have sworn that was going to hit Lock and he was going to be down. Seems like every time I fight Astos, he usually KOs one character. Well, still haven't gotten Silence to hit, but that's okay. I think this battle is going to be over this round anyway. There's the slower spell, and it does work against Cloud, but that's okay. We defeat Astos. We take him out and win 562 experience points, and we obtain 2,000 gil. Now, if one of your characters is down due to the death spell, that character is not going to partake in the experience, so it's going to be important to try to make sure all 4 of your characters are up by the time Astos is defeated. And as a bonus, it looks like everyone is going to level up here. I believe that's going to take everyone up to level 16. Very nice. And the Dark Elf Astos has been defeated. And as a reward, we obtain the Crystal Eye. I'm sure Matoya will be very glad to get that back. Alright. And I'm sure the people of Elfheim are going to rejoice now that the Dark Elf Astos has been defeated, but still going to be bittersweet because the prince is still suffering from that sleeping curse. We're going to have to find a way to wake him up, but in order to do that, we first want to return the Crystal Eye to Matoya. Now, sort of a refresher to kind of jog your memory in case you don't remember. Let me go ahead and pull up the map here and show you how to get back to Matoya's cave. We're currently located right here, right next to the Western Keep. And from here, just go down to the south through the forested area, and then back to the east to Elfheim, and then you can get back on your ship. And from there you can sail north through the Aldean Sea, and then you can come through the backside of Cornelia, and you'll find a port right about there. You can dock your ship there, and then you can make your way north through some more forested area, and Matoya's cave is located right there. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way back to Matoya's cave, and I'll meet you there. And hello again, everyone. I hope you had fun fighting through all of those random encounters on your way back to Matoya's cave, but we have made it back here, and we have yet another delivery to make. This time we want to deliver Matoya's Crystal Eye back to her, and there it is in our key items menu. A transparent orb of crystal, and I'm sure Matoya will be thrilled to be getting this back. So let's just go back into her chamber, and it looks like she still has all of her magical brooms whisking around. Or is that swish-a-ring around? Hey Matoya, look what I've got. Oh wait, you can't see it, can you? Sorry, I forgot. Well, I'm sure she can tell what it is when we hand it to her. Matoya says, "Oh, what's this? My crystal eye? Give it here!" Well, she's pretty demanding, isn't she? Don't worry, I have something to give you in exchange. Take this potion. It's the most amazing potion in my entire collection. And with that, she gives us the Jolt Tonic. Wow, that sounds pretty potent. That kind of reminds me of the old Jolt Cola from back in the day. It supposedly had twice the amount of caffeine as regular cola had. Matoya says, I can see again. So she's a pretty happy camper. But she's not very patient with the Light Warriors if you talk to her again. She says, "You still here? I don't need you anymore, so be on your way." You're not even as attractive as I thought you'd be. Well, you're no beauty queen yourself, Matoya. Here, why don't you take 25 gil, go into town, and have a rat gnaw that thing off your face. 200 bonus points if you know what movie that came from. Well, we've got a new key item in our menu, so let's take a quick look at it here. The Jolt Tonic from Matoya is a serum to break even the deepest sleep. Don't you think that might wake up the poor Prince of Elfheim after all this time? Well, only one way to find out. It is time for us to head back to the Elven Castle. So I'm going to head back down to the south, get on my ship, and make my way back down to the Elven Castle. And I'll meet you there. And hello again, everyone. I have made my way back to the Elven Castle, so it's time to go inside and promptly make our way back to the Sleeping Prince's chamber and hope that our newly acquired Jolt Tonic will be the remedy that he needs to wake up. So here's the chamber right here. It looks like the prince is still snoozing away there, so let's just hand the Jolt Tonic to the prince's healer attendant. The healer says this Jolt Tonic may be just what we need to break the curse and awaken the prince. I will try it at once. Now, I'm not sure if he pours it on the prince or if he forces it down the prince's throat, but whatever method he uses, it seems to be working. The healer says, "Your Highness? Your Highness!" And the prince starts opening his eyes. And he starts talking. The prince says, "I was having a terrible nightmare. Am I still dreaming?" Yeah, I would think that after being asleep for so many years, upon first awakening, it would be a little difficult to distinguish between reality and a dream, wouldn't you think? But the prince looks immediately at the light warriors and realizes this is no dream. He says, "You're the legendary warriors. Something tells me I'm not dreaming. I shall follow the legend as it has been told to me and my forefathers. The time for me to pass on the mystic key to its rightful owners has come at last." All right. And friends, after all of this time waiting, we have finally obtained the mystic key. Remember all of those locked doors? All of those chambers sealed by the mystic key? Well, they're not going to be locked anymore because we now have the mystic key in our possession. It's a key that opens magically sealed doors, and there's going to be plenty of treasure waiting for us behind those doors. And it's good to know that the prince is awake and doing better, and it's all thanks to us. The healer says thanks as well. The prince is finally awoken, and we have his undying gratitude. And we've also brought peace back to Elfheim. So a chain was broken after defeating Astos. We obtained the Crystal Eye, then the Jolt Tonic, and now the prince is awake again. Now after you awaken the prince, if you talk to this elf right here, he tells you about a foul creature that lives in a cave to the west. Apparently the rotting of the earth is its doing. This elf just knows it, so keep that in the back of your minds. Apparently there's a creature in a cave off to the west responsible for the rotting of the earth. Well, we've got the mystic key in our possession, so that means it is time to open some locked doors, and we can start with the doors that have been sealed by the mystic key back here, or actually a door, and it's this one right here. And we have got a chamber that is now accessible to us thanks to our new mystic key. So we've got 4 treasure chests we can obtain, the first of which contains a mithril hammer, and that will be a good piece of equipment for Lena to use. We finally get to replace her old hammer. There you go, a hammer wrought from mithril that will take her attack up 3 points and her accuracy up 5 points. Sweet stuff. The second treasure chest contains 800 gil. Chest number 3 has yet more gil to pocket, 700 gil. And the 4th treasure chest contains bronze gloves, which I believe I can put on my Warrior Cloud to take his defense up a little bit. So there you have it, 4 freebies right there. But we're not done obtaining treasure yet. Lots of treasure chambers to open with that Mystic Key. And the next chambers I want to open are actually available in Cornelia Castle. So I'm going to cross the sea in my ship, go back to Cornelia, and I'll meet you there. Alright, I have made it back to Cornelia Castle, and it is time to go open some more locked doors in the back of the castle. So let's just go around the back side of the castle here, back to where these old men were. Use our B button dash for some extra speed. And back here is where we found those locked chambers. So let's start off by going inside this first locked chamber to find 3 treasure chests. First treasure chest contains a mithril knife, which will be a good find for our Black Mage Vivi. That will replace his old dagger and will take his attack up 3 points to 14, and it will take his accuracy up a little bit, 5 points to 62. So remember, one person told us way back when that weapons and armor made of mithril are always good to find. I believe that was an elf. There's a saber hidden in this treasure chest, and we can sell that off for gil a little bit later. And our third treasure chest contains a cottage. Very nice. So let's head into the second treasure chamber here. Find 3 more treasures to open. Let's open these from left to right this time. The first one contains iron armor. Treasure chest number 2 contains a tent. And in treasure chest number 3, we are going to obtain a key item, nitro powder. Now, what in the world can we blow up with some nitro powder? Well, there it is in our key items menu, a powder of great explosive power. Well, we'll just hang on to that. I'm sure we'll be needing it a little bit later on. And there is yet more treasure to find. Now, if you've been through the Chaos Shrine, you'll find that there are 2 chambers sealed by the Mystic Key inside the shrine there. So that's going to be the next place I'm going to go. I'm going to head to the northwest from Cornelia Castle, make my way to the Chaos Shrine, and we'll go open more doors there and obtain more treasure. Well, I went ahead and stayed at the inn in Cornelia Castle before making my way up to the Chaos Shrine. Naturally, we're going to have to fight lots of enemies inside the Chaos Shrine here, but the good news is they're going to be a lot weaker than they were when we first came here. We're a lot higher in level now, so it is time for us to go open some more locked chambers and obtain some more treasure. Now, you might remember the last time we were in the Chaos Shrine, we found treasures in both the southwestern and the northwestern corners of the shrine, but we weren't able to get to the locked treasures in the southeastern and the northeastern corners. So let's make our way to the southeastern corner of the Chaos Shrine first. And to get there, we'll just go down this narrow corridor. And that was a battle with a lone ghoul. Alright, let's dip down to the south here. And here is the chamber. Now, this chamber was previously locked by the Mystic Key, but it is no longer. Now, there's a treasure chest, but there's going to be a monster that you'll have no choice but to fight. So I'm going to take care of this random battle with gargoyles, and I'll be right back. And I ended up taking out 2 gargoyles in that battle, got 66 experience points. And now that that battle is out of the way, I have access to a brand new treasure. So let's open it up here to find a rune blade inside. A new sword, very cool. Let's take a quick look at that. The rune blade is a sword effective against spellcasters. Now that could be useful when fighting mage type enemies, and as you can see, both Cloud and Locke can use that sword, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put that on Locke and replace his old saber. And wow, that's going to take his attack up 5 points from 19 to 24, and his accuracy up 10 points from 115 to 125. So definitely a good find and well worth the effort of trekking back to the Chaos Shrine. Still one more chamber to go unlock, so let's head up to the northeastern corner now. Wow, Locke ended up doing a lot of damage to that Gigasworm with his new rune blade. Very nice. Alright, let's keep heading to the north. And I believe the chamber is just up ahead here. And there it is. A lot of zombie guts on the floor. Defeated 4 zombies in that battle. Alright, here's another door that was previously locked by the Mystic Key. Let's go ahead and unlock it and be prepared to fight more gargoyles, I believe. And wow, Locke is doing even more damage than Cloud with that new rune blade equipped. Defeated 3 gargoyles in that battle. It's time to open up another treasure chest. Inside this chest we will find a Whirlbuster, a brand new weapon, and this one I'm going to place on my warrior Cloud and replace his old broadsword. The Whirlbuster is a sword effective against whir beasts, and that will take his attack power up 3 points to 27 and his accuracy up 5 points to 86. Very nice. Alright, one more treasure chest to get, and fortunately no random encounter there. I thought I was going to run into a random encounter there. This treasure chest contains a gold needle. Now, I'm pretty sure I'll have to fight a random encounter here. Yep, Cloud is definitely doing a lot more damage now with that new Whirlbuster equipped. So, we are done with the Chaos Shrine now. We've found all the treasures available inside here. But it is time to go to yet another dungeon. It is time to go back to the Marsh Cave and back to the 3rd basement floor. The same floor where we found the crown. Remember those 4 locked chambers down in the far southern row? Well, those were all locked by the Mystic Key, so I'm going to head back to Elfheim, stay at the inn, and then I'm going to trek west to the Marsh Cave, and then I'm going to head back down to the 3rd basement floor, and I'll meet you at the staircase leading down to the 3rd basement floor. And hello again everyone, I have made my way back down to the 3rd basement floor of the Marsh Cave, and from the staircase here we want to go all the way down to the south to find those chambers locked by the Mystic Key. So I'm going to use my B button dash to get down there. Let's just get around the back here. Cloud and Locke's new weapons are still ineffective against those green slimes. Still have to rely on Vivi's Fira magic to take them all out. Alright, let's zoom all the way to the south. Got some pretty good experience in that battle with a gray ooze and 2 tarantulas and a black widow. Almost all the way down to the south now. Here we go. Alright, well there are 4 chambers across this southern row here, and 3 of them contain treasure, so let's go inside the southwesternmost chamber first. Now, be careful, if you go 1 step to the right from here, you'll run into a random encounter with Pisco Demons, so in order to avoid that, just go around the square like so. And I believe you'll have another random encounter if you open the chest from the north, so this way we won't have to worry about the random encounter. Inside this treasure chest, we will obtain a silver armlet, and that will be a good find for our mages. I guess I'll go ahead and put that on my white mage Lena and take her defense up 11 points from 6 to 17. An armlet of worked silver. Very nice. Alright, well let's zoom to the 2nd chamber. Alright, here's the entrance right here. Let's unlock the door with the Mystic Key and find a treasure chest in here. Now there are 2 random encounters here, one to the left of the chest and one just below it, and I'm actually going to force myself into a random encounter here with the one just to the south of the chest, because it is a new enemy we can add to our bestiary. This is going to be a battle with 5 anacondas, and anacondas have 80 HP. So let's just go ahead and cast, I guess we can try the Thundara spell on them. There's Locking Cloud's new swords in action there. There we go. Vivi takes out the rest with his Thundara spell. We get 206 experience and 250 gil. And another new treasure. Just a measly antidote is all that was guarded in that chest. Alright, let's keep working our way to the east. Now don't worry about going inside this third treasure chamber because it is empty. Instead, we'll just make our way to the southeasternmost chamber here. And inside we've got one more treasure chest, and we have no choice but to fight a battle with Pisco demons. So I'm going to take care of this battle real quick. That's not the battle. That was actually a random encounter with 4 green slimes. This right here underneath the treasure chest is going to be the random encounter with the Pisco demons. Oof, those things hit my mages hard. Vivi only has 10 HP left after that battle with 4 Pisco demons. Locke's new rune blade works very well against those. And actually all 4 of my characters leveled up to level 17 after that battle. How about that? Alright, well here is the final treasure chest here in the Marsh Cave. It contains 1020 gil. And we are still not done obtaining treasure, believe it or not. There is one more place I want to go, and we're just going to sort of wrap up loose ends. We're going to end this video out where we started it, and that's going to be at the Western Keep. So I'm going to exit the Marsh Cave, head back up to the Western Keep, and I'll meet you there. And greetings again, my friends. Hope you had a safe trek out of the Marsh Cave and up toward the Western Keep. So let's go on inside and find more treasure. So let's just go up and around here in a counterclockwise type fashion. I believe the treasure chamber is just down below. Yep, we'll have to navigate around another bat here. And here is our chamber that was once locked by the Mystic Key, but it is no more. Inside here we will find 3 treasure chests right for the taking, and these chests are going to be guarded by monsters, and I'll go ahead and demonstrate 2 new monster battles for you. This first monster battle will be with 3 mummies, and the mummies are of course going to be weak to both fire and Dia being undead. Looks like they have 80 hit points. Just watch out because the mummies can put your characters to sleep with their physical attacks, but it doesn't look like I'm going to have to worry about that because Lena is going to win this battle for us with her Diara spell. 225 experience points, 900 gil, and I get a power staff out of this treasure chest. Alright, time to face another new monster. This time we are going to fight 5 wraiths. Another undead enemy, and they can paralyze you with their physical attacks. Looks like they have 86 HP, and they're getting the 1-2 punch on my party there. And Vivi defeats all the wraiths with his Fira spell, 288 experience and 1155 gil. And we get a falchion blade out of that chest. Now if you don't want to fight the monster guarding this third treasure chest, you can just pick it up from the west side. And inside this chest we'll find steel gloves, which will replace Cloud's new bronze gloves, and we will get a defense bonus of 2 added to Cloud there, thanks to those steel gloves. Alright, so there's your treasure available here in the Western Keep. Well, real quick, let's go ahead and take a look at those new entries in the bestiary before we sign off for the day. We've got 4 new entries. Number 34 is the mummy. Number 35 is the Wraith. We'll drop a Crozier bar, it looks like. Number 36 is the Anaconda that we fought in the Marsh Cave. And number 33 is Astos that we fought at the beginning of this video. Did any of you win a mithril sword from him? Congratulations to you if you did. So that's 17% completion on the bestiary now. So that's going to be all the time we're going to have for this episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy I. In our next edition, we will head to the west in search of the dwarves and also of the rotting lands. And we will see if we can find that in our ship next time. So thank you very much for watching today's episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy I, everyone. This has been Vortex, your host. Have a great day. We'll see you again next time.